Okay, here we are. A man that needs no further introduction, Dr. Al.
Thank you, Dave. This is our grand finale. This is the last of our videos. This is part 2 of everything you could possibly want to know about tennis. Dave, don't you think over these 6 lessons we have covered the entire sport, don't you think?
We have absolutely.
I don't think there's anything you could want to know about tennis that, including today, we haven't somehow covered. First of all, just in case I forget, I have to thank Dave Smith for being my student for all these videos. He's the unsung hero of these tennis videos. So thanks again, Dave. Why don't we start off today with a question?
Dr. Al, we have a first question.
Yeah.
A puzzled viewer asks, how often should I restring my racket?
Wow. Well, this applies to almost everybody that plays tennis. I think this is where mental illness and tennis kind of join together, because there really is no answer to this. Some people, like myself, if I play badly for a week, I think, oh, I better get my racket restrung. And then I run into people who I say, boy, you played great today, and when was the last time you had it restrung? They say, I haven't had it restrung for 3 years. And they're still hitting shots between their legs.
Wow.
So yeah, so this really is, it comes down to, there is no answer to this question.
Oh.
It's whatever makes you feel good and how much money you have to spend.
Okay.
And so, okay, that's the answer to that.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr.
yeah,
Al.
yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Johnny.
I didn't realize I didn't mean to interrupt, but as I do every morning before I start my lessons, I
Yeah.
was behind the tarp squeezing my balls.
You were squeezing them to see if they're good
Well,
or
I
not?
wanted to make sure that all my balls bounce uniformly and
Right.
or I weed the dead
Sure.
ones out.
That's what a good tennis pro would do, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
But I did notice that you had not autographed them yet.
yeah, you know, I was hesitating a little. I know you asked me to do it, and I want to do it. But I just am not sure. Before I do it, before I sign your balls, am I going to need a big marker?
Well, Scripto makes a wide range of markers, so I would suggest the fat boy.
A fat boy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, is that one of these? Is that the?
Well, it's a little thicker. It's got
Okay.
a little heavier tip on it for marking up
Okay.
the balls.
Well, I'll get it done today, John. I promise.
Well,
okay?
Dr. Allen, could I suggest one thing though?
Yeah.
With following the rules of COVID, etc.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if you don't mind, hold my own balls while you sign them, because I'm not really comfortable with you handling my balls.
Okay. I'll just, as soon as I get the marker, I'll give it to you. And do you know how to sign my name?
Well, no, you can sign them, but I'd rather hold my own
Oh, I'm
balls while
signing.
you do, because
Okay.
of all this COVID.
Okay. Well, I'll. Yeah. Matter of fact, when I think about it, I'm really happy not to touch your balls. So, okay.
Then we're on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
John.
Al.
Thank
I'll
you,
see
John.
you a little later.
Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thanks for that extra appearance. Let's get back to a few tips. Dave, it's always better to lose a set 6-1 than 6-0. Do you know why?
No.
Well, if you lose a set 6-1, you have proof that you were there.
Ah,
You see, 6-0.
That makes sense.
No, you could have not even shown up.
okay.
And that would be 6-0. Okay. Now we get to something really that I'm really proud of. All of these things we've talked about so far have been observations, tips, questions. But now I want to contribute to the sport of tennis. There are 2 things that I have invented that
Okay.
no one else has ever used or done.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Alan Friedman, so I'm going to talk about the Friedman set
Okay.
and the Al Breaker.
Ah, okay.
Now, Dave, don't you find it embarrassing if you lose 3 sets and somebody asks you how'd you do today and you say I lost all 3 sets?
Yes, it's very embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. Well, here's an answer to that. All you got to do is say, well, I won 1 set. but you
Okay.
haven't explained what kind of set you won.
Okay.
So let's say you've lost 6-3, 6-2, and 6-1.
Okay.
Well, how many games do you normally need to win a set, Dave? It's another math question.
4.
No, 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, but if you've won 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's 6 games.
Oh, I see what you're going.
So you have won a Friedman set.
Okay.
It's all how you
I got
define
it.
a set.
I
You
got
see?
it. I got it.
Now the other thing is, have you ever done this? You're running out of time, and you've split sets, and you want to play a tiebreaker, but there's only a minute or two.
Right.
So what I recommend and what I've invented is called the Al Breaker. The Al Breaker is a very short tiebreaker. It's first to 1 point by 2.
Oh, okay.
Now, when I say that to people, they give me a puzzled look, but it's like it really is something you can do.
Okay.
Let's say you split the first 2 points.
Okay.
Then you're 1-1.
Yeah.
You have gotten to 1 point, right, Dave?
Yes.
But you haven't gotten to 1 by 2.
Yes.
So you got to keep playing till somebody wins by 2.
Okay.
But in an Al Breaker, if one team wins the first 2 points, you have won the Al Breaker.
Ah.
Because you've gotten to 1 and you've won by 2.
Okay.
Okay, so these are my contributions to the sport of tennis, the Friedman set,
I understand.
and the Al Breaker. Okay, here's a few more rules. You should never complain about the balls not bouncing right or that they're too old if you never bring a can of new balls.
Yeah.
So you should bring them.
Okay.
And here's a truth: the more you tell everyone how great a player you are, the fewer people you're going to have to play with.
Okay.
And the more you do the opposite, the more you tell everybody on the court that they're playing great, the more people you'll have to play with.
Okay.
So this is a really good point for the longevity of tennis.
Right.
You know, how long you play.
Right.
I don't think this one's particularly funny, but it really is true. I don't know if you've noticed it, Dave. You've only been playing since June.
Right.
The longer you play tennis, the quicker you know whether you've hit a good shot or not. Now, if you're new to tennis, you hit the ball and you hope and pray that it goes in somewhere on the other side of the court. You have no idea where it's going.
Right.
But if you've played many years, as soon as that ball leaves the racket, you know whether you've hit a good shot or not.
Okay.
Okay? Alrighty, we have one last question, Dave. Can you share that with us?
Yes, Al. A viewer wants to know, what is poaching in tennis? I thought poaching was only about eggs.
Well, yeah. Well, this is an interesting one. Now, there could be some of you out there who don't play tennis much. Poaching is when you cut in front of your partner to hit a ball that's coming to you from your opponents.
Okay.
Okay. So you cut across in between your partner and the net. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now, you might be wondering why it's called poaching. Well, poaching in cooking, I don't know if you've ever poached an egg, Dave. You look more like a scrambled egg kind of guy, but when you poach an egg, you're cooking it over hot water.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you poach in tennis, you cut in front of your partner and you miss the shot,
Yeah.
you're also going to wind up being in hot water
Ah.
with your partner.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you see, and if you miss the shot, you ready for this one, Dave?
Yeah.
You might wind up with egg on your face.
Oh, I get it now.
You see?
I do.
That's why it's called poaching in
Okay.
tennis. Okay. Now, a couple more, and these are pretty intricate. If you're playing doubles, and there are people playing doubles on both adjacent courts, and you're serving, Dave,
Yeah.
and you miss the first serve,
Yes.
what you want to do is stall as long as possible between the first serve and the second serve, hoping that a stray ball from a neighboring court will come onto your court and they will say first serve. They'll give you a first serve.
Okay.
Now you see, this pause between serves should probably not exceed 15 minutes. I don't think I'd go over
Right.
15 minutes.
Right.
And you might be wondering, Dave, what should I be doing during this pause
Yeah.
between serves? Well, I think there are several options. You could zip off a few emails,
Okay.
share a favorite recipe with your partner.
Okay.
And here's my favorite.
Yeah.
Fake a hamstring injury.
Oh, that sounds like a good
Yeah,
one.
you can really kill some time with that one.
Right.
Because then you could also walk it off.
Right.
That could take another minute or two to walk
Right.
it off.
Right.
I really think this one's good because even if a stray ball doesn't come onto your court from a neighboring court, your opponents might still give you a first serve
Right.
out of sympathy. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So that's really a good technique.
Okay.
Okay, one more thing, and I think we need to, I know some people are going, why is this the finale?
Yeah.
Well, I've got to catch a plane later today to
Okay.
help an old friend with their backhand.
Okay.
So I hope everybody understands. And I do feel like we've covered the whole sport.
Yes.
So there really is nothing more to say anyway.
Yes.
Okay. Now here's the last thing. Here's our big finish.
Okay.
If your opponent hits a ball into the alley, not yet. I'll tell you when, Dave.
Okay.
If your opponent hits a ball into the alley and you don't have time to run over to it,
Yes.
what I would recommend is the dive and roll.
Okay.
You want to, now let me describe it.
Yeah.
You dive for the ball,
Yeah.
and in mid-air, you hit the ball,
Yeah.
and then to break your fall, when you hit the ground, you want to roll.
Okay.
So it's the dive and roll.
I see.
Now, I think, this would be a great thing to demonstrate
Okay.
for our grand finale.
Okay.
Let me get the tablet out of the way so I can do this.
Okay.
I've done this, you know what? I've done this hundreds of times.
Right.
And I just hope that, when it's finally on video for the world to see, I hope I don't botch it up. You know what I mean? But let me get ready.
All right. Get ready. Loosen up. Don't pull
I
a
gotta loosen up.
hamstring.
Oh yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay. Gotta loosen the shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta get ready. Okay, why don't you get over there? Do you have a ball?
I do, Al.
Okay. Now, send it into the alley, and I'll demonstrate the dive and roll. No, could you throw it into the alley? So I couldn't possibly hit that one. You gotta throw it into the alley. Okay. Ah! Oh! Ah! God! Oh my God!
Al, are you
The
okay?
hamstring.
Al, are you all right?
The hamstring.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh.
man, I was going to demonstrate the dive and roll, but let me try to walk it off.
Al, walk it off.
I think I'm injured, Dave. I don't think I can
Oh no, Al.
do the dive and roll today.
Oh.
Man. Well, that concludes our 6 lessons in tennis. I hope everybody's enjoyed them and maybe you've learned from them. God! Oh!
Al, are you all right?
I better wrap this up because I've got to tend to my fake hamstring injury. So, everybody, and thanks again, Dave, and enjoy your tennis game forever.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Dr. Al. Bye-bye. Oh man, I think he's really hurt.